But I came up with an idea because while we were talking about what we wanted to talk about on today's episode, you listed off a whole bunch of different topics. Funny enough, we casually just said, hey, we should probably mention what's up with Jack Eichel. And then everything kind of blew up and it turned into its own thing. So in the style of insider trading, I almost said Saturday headlines, but you don't do that anymore. We're going to
talk. It's been retired altogether now, so it's not called that.
That's true.
It couldn't continue on without me, I guess. I'm just kidding. I love Freach. It could continue on without me. They just rebranded when I left.
I love Freach too. And Jeff Merrick and everyone else. I mean, I've never met them. But yeah, they seem like pretty nice guys.
Anyway. Oh, they're awesome guys. And I'm pumped for Jeff. I mean, he deserves to get more spotlight. And when I saw him there in week 1, I sent him some nice notes. He's a super guy and been around for a long time, and he's earned his reputation too. Absolutely.
So to the segment I was going to come up with, a grab bag. And instead of just being like, you know what, let me just throw out the topics and see which one he bites on, I actually found myself an actual bag and I put some of the topics in the bag for people.
Is there Halloween candy in there too, or what? It looks like something you might have had left over from the other week.
There's some kind of wrapping paper here. So
right.
No, there's no candy in here, but there are topics in here and there's about a handful of them.
So are you pulling them out at random and literally we're just going to go with them?
That's literally what I'm going to do. We're going to pull them out at random and we'll see how this particular segment goes. Maybe we do this again the next time you have.
This is more of a visual thing for those listening just on a podcaster. You're like, what's going on? There's a rustling, there's a bag.
That's the thing, right? Like it's a listening thing. So for the listeners, roughly some ASMR going on over here. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it as immersive as I can. Okay. I pulled out the first topic here. I kind of wrote these just as questions that I think I would ask, and you could kind of leap into, revealing what information you want to reveal. Should the Toronto Maple Leafs make a trade? Are they in on anything or anyone?
Well, they're definitely in on stuff because it's been pretty loud the last 24, 36 hours, I'd say. And it sounds like the Leafs are more in the selling mode maybe than the buying, at least in this point in time. And, essentially they're looking to move one of their defensemen. And, the two names that, that other teams are saying are out there are that of Travis Dermott and Justin Hall, both of whom play on the right side of the Leafs blue line. Hall's a right shot, Dermott's a left, who plays the right side. Mm-hmm. And I think really it comes from the fact that this might be a way to free up a little bit of salary cap room, which is useful for a team like the Leafs because they're having trouble maneuvering. That's how they ended up with a NCAA goaltender on their bench as a backup in one game already this year, that they don't have a lot of space to bobble around. But they also feel as though Timothy Liljegren and Rasmus Sandin are both top 6 defensemen this season. And, for most of last year, those guys weren't in the Leafs top 6. And so the fact that they've sort of grabbed onto roles there, and I think the Leafs really want them to play. They're young. They're still in their entry level deals. Not one of those veterans wouldn't want to be sitting for them. And lately it has been Justin Hall. And so, I get the sense something could happen quite quickly here. You had what might be a false alarm, but maybe 2 hours ago, my phone was blowing up for a while, thinking something was cooking that imminently. So maybe by the time this comes out, we'll see. But it does seem as though Toronto's trying to move one of their depth defensemen. I think they'll be able to, I would think if this happened, it would be short-term, try to get by, because it does leave them a little shy on depth if they run into injuries at some point. But it might help them accrue some cap space as they get closer to the trade deadline, maybe to trade for a defenseman, to go on a playoff run at some point. So, I think this might be shifting around the deck chairs, trying to do right by the players themselves, because they have 7 guys that should be playing and only 6 spots on any given night. And I do think that something could happen there sooner than later.